I grew up feeling inadequate. Honestly, I looked at the world around me and realized that I just didn't measure up. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't be good enough in school, I wasn't very good at athletics, and I didn't seem to make friends very easily. So it was really natural for me to extrapolate this inadequacy into my relationship with God. I didn't think that I was adequate enough for God to love me, let alone like me. And so in my freshman year, when my grandma died and I had to confront the reality of my own eventual death, I was pretty terrified. I knew that I probably wasn't good enough to get to heaven and didn't know how to be good enough, even if I tried. At the end of my freshman year, I started dating a guy, and it pretty quickly turned into an unhealthy and abusive relationship. When I finally managed to get out of that relationship, I was completely broken. I looked at my life and the choices that I'd made and realized that if there was a God out there who was letting people into heaven or hell, there was absolutely no way that I was ever going to get into heaven, not with what I had done. And I felt pretty ashamed. It was sometime around then that I finally heard the gospel, or the good news, for the first time in a way that I truly understood it. I heard that because of people's inadequacy, like mine, my own inadequacy, God sent Jesus to earth to live a perfect life and to die on the cross for what we had done. So Jesus died because I was inadequate, because I couldn't measure up, because I was a failure both morally and otherwise. That's why he died. And more than that, he died because he wanted me to be able to have a relationship with him. And so he died to take on my punishment, but he also died to give me the benefits of living a perfect life, the benefit of getting to know God personally and getting to go to heaven. It changed my life knowing that this was true. And not right away either. There was a lot of fits and starts, and there was moments when I didn't really acknowledge that my life should change because of my relationship with God. But slowly it did change. And now I can look back on my life and really acknowledge that even though I am inadequate, I don't measure up, and I never will be able to, that it doesn't matter. God looks at me, and when he looks at me, he doesn't see my inability to perform. He doesn't see my inability to do good. And it doesn't really matter what other people think about me, or what the world might think about who I am or what I'm like. Because there's only one person whose opinion truly matters, and that's God. And when he looks at me, he sees someone that he loves, someone that he created, someone who is completely and totally what she's meant to be because of what Jesus did. I used to feel inadequate, but now because of Jesus, I know that I am whole. And that's because Jesus was the 180 difference in my life. And I would love for him to be the 180 difference in your life too. So if you're watching this and you have questions or you want to know more, feel free to shoot me a message or text me or comment on this video, and I'd love to talk more.